Well, I'll tell you what, Al, river crossings in daylight, under enemy fire, very difficult.
Yeah, really, really hard.
Yeah, but they can be done.
Yeah, but I personally don't want to do one myself.
No, I'll tell you a much better plan is just go to the bridge and catch it on the first day when there's only 18 jerrys.
Yeah, well, of course that's a better plan. But the point is by now the war is not going to be over by Christmas.
No, that ship has already sailed.
That ship has sailed along the Wall.
Down the Wall.
Down the Wall.
Yeah,
and here we are, because this is the Wall, which is the river before the Neder Rhine, where the Arnhem Road Bridge is. The road bridge and the rail bridge are over there to our east. You've got to get across here.
Yep.
There's an attack going on in the town, which you can see, the raised ground beyond the railway bridge. There's an attack going on in there. But you've got to
and the thinking is that the Germans can't be absolutely everywhere. They know that, okay, there's Fort Benenden over there, so there's Germans dug in there, but they're not high-grade troops.
And that's where where the sort of those flats are. And
yeah, exactly. So this is kind of, you're out of town here. Hopefully it's not the resistance is not going to be quite so hard. Just over here, the other side, this road bridge obviously wasn't here. The other side of that, where there's all this sort of industry and scaffolding and graffiti, all that, that's where the PGEM power plant was.
Yeah.
And that was just hit on the morning of the 17th of September.
Power's knocked out.
It knocks out all the power, so there's no electricity supply. And that's where they are. And basically the commanders all get up there on the morning of the 20th of September. So you've got General Horrocks, the commander of 30 Corps. You've got Jumping Jim Gavin.
Yep.
He's there. You've got Reuben Tucker, the 504th, who we last met at the Grave Bridge. Gavin, of course, goes to the 504th. They're his kind of go-to team for the toughest missions. 1st Battalion and 2nd Battalion, they've been involved with the Grave Bridge and the Human Bridge. So now it's the turn of the 3rd Battalion. And again, they're not commanded by a Lieutenant Colonel, they're commanded by a Major Julian Cook.
Yep.
And he's drawn the short straw. 2 companies are going to go across in the initial wave, the 33 boats.
Yep.
But actually it's only 26 in the end.
That arrive, in the convoy.
Yeah, because the others have been damaged, too badly damaged on the transit getting here.
Yeah.
So there's only going to be 26, then they're going to come back, and the third company is then going to go across afterwards. That's the idea. Now what they're going to basically do is they're going to give every little bit of firepower they possibly can.
Yeah.
So the Irish Guards are going to be along here, there's going to be tanks
Parked
along
up.
here. This shoreline has changed. It would have been much more sloping down, and they're kind of, they're overlooking these positions. Yeah. You've got the 376th Parachute Field Artillery. They're involved. You've also got the Leicester Yeomanry in Sextons, 25-pounders on a Sherman chassis. So you've got those as well. You've also got other men from the 504th and from the 505th coming up and supporting with machine guns. Yeah. So they're fine. So basically giving as much covering fire as they possibly can. And what happens is they have this big conference in the morning. They go up to the 9th floor of the PGEM power plant and look down, and they can see all the German positions. They go, well, it's obviously it's a tough one, but it's how hard can it be? Yeah. And Reuben Tucker turns to Vandeleur, who's the commander of the Irish Guards and the tanks, and goes, "You keep the crowds busy, we'll do all the rest."
Marvellous stuff.
Yeah. But of course,
but the thing is, he hasn't got to do it. Also, you can keep the crowds, because it's obvious what you're doing. You're forming up with boats here. There's no disguising what's happening. No. You can lay smoke as they're rowing across, they're paddling across, but it's obvious. There are boats coming, so the Germans with guns on fixed lines can do all sorts of harm long before they actually see you. So,
well, I don't know about that actually, because the Typhoons come in at 3 or whatever, and they just before 3, and they absolutely hammer them all with kind of cannons and rockets and all the rest of it. Then the barrage starts at 3. Yeah. Okay, so they're all then keeping their heads down on the other side of the other side. Then you've got them getting into their boats at 3:15 and scrambling down. So they're also firing smoke, so the whole river's covered in smoke. The problem happens is that halfway across, the smoke starts to disperse and get a bit patchy.
As it might.
2/3 of the way across, the Germans have got their bead.
Yeah. Well, and they're really close. 2/3 of the way across, they're that much closer. Yeah, they're much easier to hit.
Yeah, they're also being drifted by the current, which is going that way, of course. So they're getting pushed downstream as they're doing. So they're having to kind of correct it. It's getting absolutely furious. There's holes going into boats. Water's coming on board. They're scooping out the water with their helmets. Guys are dying. Every time someone gets hit, that means that's someone who can't row, who can't paddle. Yep. So you've got men with their rifle butts. Yeah. You've got thwack of and fizz and hiss of bullets fizzing and zapping past you and into you, and you're shoulders and your arms are just absolutely dying. This is a paddle for life.
Yeah.
You've then got to get across to the other side. Once you do get out, your blood is up.
Yeah, their blood's boiling, aren't they? They're absolutely
boiling. They've had it because all the time they're there, they're defenceless.
Yeah.
They can't fire themselves,
Yeah.
and it's that impotence, I think, must just be so difficult.
I mean, if people have seen A Bridge Too Far, this is one of the epic scenes of the movie.
Of
you know,
course,
the river
Robert
crossing,
Redford as
because
Julian Cook.
Exactly, because it is an epic scene. It's the most amazing dramatic moment. And at the same time, the attack in the town is going in.
Yes. Yeah. So this is still happening. This is an extension of where we were in the Crayenhof Park.
Yeah.
You know, this and over by Belvedere. It's going on into day 2. So the fight starts for the town on the 19th.
Yeah.
Continues all day on the 20th. But it's not until 3:15 that they're getting into the boats.
You know, of all the places we've been, looking at this is one of the hardest to picture because
It's changed.
Not just because it's changed, but because it's so out there.
Yeah.
When we were at the Gravel Bridge, at the Grady Bridge, you could, because it was sort of peaceful and bucolic, you could get your head around the shock and the surprise of the aircraft and the moment being changed and shattered and how you would be disoriented by that. But this, you know, nice flats here.
Yeah,
but it's
overlooking
not
the
just
river.
this change. It's just that the river flowing by is such a fundamentally peaceful thing. Actually, imagining this river crossing, I think, is really, really difficult. Well, here we are, right next to the railway bridge across the Wyle at Nijmegen, and the view from here to there to the road bridge is
Pretty much the same.
Apart from that enormous 2024 barge going by, it's basically the same. And over here in the distance, you can see smoke on the river as a reenactment of the Waal crossing is about to take place, although it looks like they're starting from the other bank.
Yeah, well, I can't quite understand that. They're running away from the Germans. Or maybe they're rowing over to start and row back.
To row
again.
back, maybe that's what they're doing. Yeah. They're underway, aren't they?
Right, I'll get my stopwatch out. Right, so we're timing this.
Yeah.
Just set the clock, and they're off. And this time they're doing it the right way
They're
round.
doing it the right way. I mean, obviously, this isn't a. This is sort of laboratory conditions rather than, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but let's think about what there would have been. So all along here, particularly at that bit, you've got hull down Sherman tanks from the Irish Guards.
Yeah, plastering the other side.
You've also got sextons from the Leicester Yeomanry, I think it is. I think it's a Leicester Yeomanry. You've also got other American shell fire. You've got Americans from other members from the 82nd Airborne, but not those those 3 companies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Some guns going.
Yeah, that's strong. You've got guns going. You've got machine gun fire.
Is that the garrison?
Yes, it is.
It is the garrison. So they're offering their 25-pounders.
Yeah. That's very good. Yeah, that is the garrison. I remember that's why Keith wasn't on this bit of the...
But I mean, it seems that they're doing this in sort of staggered waves, whereas was it not everyone go?
I think it was everyone go, but weren't there was
There was a second wave later.
So there was 2 companies, so I think they're doing it in 2 companies, aren't they?
But already, I mean, there is
E, F, and G, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's quite a wind, so you can see they're being blown up, blown downstream by the wind.
Yeah. It was D, E, and F.
And the current here is also very powerful. That's the other thing, that when you see the barges going back upstream towards Germany, east into Europe, they're really motoring. They're really pushing hard to go up the current. So I mean, look how far the current's taking them.
Yeah, way over. And of course, this is exactly what happened on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that fascinating to see? It really has.
It really is, and
them.
look, they're going beyond that orange. They're going to end up past that orange buoy, the second buoy, because I think those buoys are kind of marking the limits of it.
Yeah, they're completely the wrong bit, aren't they?
They're being blown and pushed.
Yeah. And it was also interesting to hear the 25-pounders. I mean, they're not, I mean, how far away is that? We're only talking about 600, 700 yards?
Yeah. half a mile.
It seems like quite a long way away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not that loud.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is that the
Okay, so they're just nearing the edge. Actually, they have just come inside this side of the bridge, but not by much.
But this is
3 minutes.
yeah.
3
so the
minutes.
first people did it in 3 minutes here today.
That shows you so much. Okay, my 3 takeaways are: 1, they're getting across quicker than you'd imagined. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
2, just the extreme power of the current
Yeah.
and how much that's dragging them away. Because some of them look like they really are beyond the bridge to me
Yeah.
in the far distance.
They are.
And the other thing is that the guns don't sound quite as loud as I imagined they would.
Yeah.
But it is good hearing those guns, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, they've all ended up right by the railway, by the new road bridge, haven't they?
Yeah.
Around the
Yeah. Even the ones that were further over are still
yeah.
being pushed.
But think of it, your lungs would be roaring
Yeah.
right from the effort. Your arms aching, you'd be soaked through.
Yeah. Yeah, you can understand why by the time they get over there in the evening, their blood's up.
Interesting to see it from the distance across the width of the river. You get an actual idea of the distance travelled, the effort
There you go,
involved.
Vo. Reenactment of the Vaal crossing. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've done it at midday, but that's okay. Well, I'm glad we saw that.
Yeah. Great. I'm glad we didn't have to do it though.